Hi everyone, this is Bipin. Today I have the privilege and I'm very excited to introduce one of my very close friend who is from New York. He's an entrepreneur, high ticket closer, fitness enthusiast and a businessman. I welcome you to the show, Carlos Rodriguez. And thanks for coming here for to share the importance about the mindset to my audience. Welcome you, brother.
Well, thank you, Bipin. Actually, it's an honor for me to be here today. I know we spoke about this quite a while, and
Yes.
we wanted to do this, and we finally got it done, man. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you having me. And this is a very important topic. So thank you.
Yes, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much. We were actually talking about this for a very long time, and then suddenly we planned it out yesterday, and we thought we will do it. So, how's it? Like, are you excited?
I think you know what the fact that we spoke about it for so long. I think there was a bit of a delay. You know what I mean? When you think about doing something, you plan ahead so much. So the fact that yesterday you called me and said, "Listen, let's just do it tomorrow," and I
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, man. You know, it wasn't even planned, so this was perfect, man. I'm glad,
Yeah,
I'm glad you
that's
did it
like
this way."
procrastinating. So we can also talk about procrastinating here. Too much.
That's a good topic too, man.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
So,
it.
how's the day going today?
Everything's well, man. It's been raining here. It's been raining here a lot, but
Okay.
I don't let that get to me. You know, I've been spending some time at home. You know, things like that. It's been going well, man. How about you?
It's like summer. It's really too hot in my place now, and now it's probably like 10 o'clock in the night. So for you, I think it's like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. How's it?
Yeah, it's actually going to be 1 p.m. and the summer's not. It's around the corner, but it's not that hot yet, man. So I wish it'd be a little bit more hotter. That way we can enjoy the beaches and stuff like that. But it's around the corner.
Got it.
Yeah, man.
Yes. And you know, here today, I know that we talk on a regular basis,
We
and we
do.
also do a lot of masterminding. You have helped me personally with a lot of problems, and I was really happy to really come out from that difficult stages. So I want you to share some of your values
Hmm.
about the mindset with my audience. Maybe without proper mindset, nobody can really achieve what they need. So I thought maybe you are the right person and to talk about the mindset and to educate people on the important aspects of mindset. So I have certain questions to ask. So I would, if you don't mind, maybe I can ask you certain questions and dig deep into the different mindset issues which people would come through in their life. And I'd like to, start asking questions. So,
No, I really don't mind. You know, baby. This is a very deep topic. You know what I
yeah.
mean? This topic will either make you or break you. So I'm so glad that we actually get to talk about this. So it's actually my honor.
And I would really ask good questions and dig deep, if you don't
I
mind.
hope so, and I know you will.
Yeah.
I know you will.
So, a lot of people doesn't know, what is mindset according to you. They say that a lot of people think mindset is we have certain programmings which is there from very long time, or is it about what is mindset? A lot of people are confused. What is mindset?
Well, that's a great question, Bibin. To me, mindset is basically the way you think. You know, because the way you think in life has gotten you to where you are. You know, as a kid, I grew up blaming, like my parents and people. Why I don't get it? Why do these people have these things and I don't? And I thought that people were put into some type of category of, maybe because their culture, maybe because they have this, they have that, and it's really not about that. It's really about the proper mindset. you don't need to be a special person to actually acquire that mindset that you need to be successful. You just need to be willing, and you should be able to notice that there are a lot of people doing certain things, and it's not because they're special. Again, it's because of the way they're thinking. So having the proper mindset will either make you or break you, and it's going to determine where you go in life.
Got it. So mindset is, you say that mindset is the way we are brought up. The society we are in actually gives us the mindset, is what you're telling.
Well,
Or
that happens, and what we do with it, because we become a product of our environment. I didn't grow up in a rich neighborhood. It wasn't so bad either, but my mindset was based on the friends, on the family members that I had, on the things that I was watching. So your environment would actually have to do so much with the mindset that you have. You could be surrounded by people who are doing things that are not going to get you anywhere in life. So my environment had a lot to do with it. And sometimes you don't think there's anything going on with the way you think and the way you see life until you meet certain people, until you go somewhere else, a different neighborhood. So you don't realize how rich or poor or the way you think until you go somewhere else.
got it. I can resonate with you because even I grew up seeing a lot of difficulties which my parents were going through in life. I actually, now I have the right mindset, but before I did not have. It was all, as you said, the mindset is the environment makes the byproduct of a mindset. So yeah, I truly believe we have to go outside, and the more awareness we get, the more knowledge we get, and the people who we deal with will actually give us a proper mindset. I agree with you.
Yeah, they play a big part. Your surroundings, oh man, they play a big part. Like I could go back now and think about the people that I grew up with, friends and family that, if I would have still continued to hang out and do the things that I was doing, I would still have the same mindset, way different than the one I have today.
Yes, absolutely. It plays a major role.
Absolutely.
So I have the second question. Why it's important to have a proper mindset?
Well, to me is extremely important because it's going to get to a point where you're going to get frustrated. You know what I mean? When you're going to get mad at yourself, where you start blaming people. Why am I like this? Like I told you earlier, I used to blame my parents, and I used to blame, family and friends. So it's going to play a big part in your life. If you're not sure of why you think the way you think, and you don't, in other words, if you don't get to figure it out, you're going to get frustrated in life. You're going to start, questioning things more than usual. And this usually happens. The older you get, the more you question life. You know what I mean? And why is this going on? Why do I think this way? Why do my friends think this way? So that's going to play a big role, and it's going to frustrate you for a while until you actually do something about it.
Got it. So that means having the proper mindset is the key for having peace in our life.
Agree.
Because if we don't have a proper mindset, we will always be complaining about our life, or we would just say, why is my life like this? Why is my parents like this? Or look at my friends, they are doing great things, but I am not doing it. So what I would draw from your your values is, we should never compare ourselves with others, and we have to have peace in our mindset. So that is, when we stop comparing our life with other people, so we will have peace of mind. So to have peace of mind and to achieve all that we need, so we need to have gratitude, or we need to have peace of mind. So that is why we need to have right mindset, is what you tell, correct?
Absolutely. And and comparing yourself to someone else, it's not such a bad thing if you're willing to do something about it.
Mm.
Because here I am. If I compare myself to you, Bibin, and I say, wait a minute, why does Bibin have this and that? And now, if I compare myself, and to you and not do anything about it, then
Mm.
I'm not going to get anywhere. Now, if I compare myself to you and actually, get motivated or inspired by what you're doing, something will change in my life. So you got to make sure that if you're comparing yourself to someone, do something
Mm.
about it. Because if you compare yourself and you're gonna come out negative and say, oh, why is this person this, and you're not doing anything about it, then it's just gonna get worse for you.
Got it. So we have to have a role model, or we need to have those high achievers in our life. So we
Yes,
need to compete with them, but not competing, but trying to be better in our life, trying to do good things in our life. Is that correct?
that is correct. That is correct, Bivin.
Got it. Because if we try to compare, maybe we go in a negative way. So what you said is like, yes, I got it. We'll have to always have high achievers, and we'll have to put ourselves out of the comfort zone to really have more in our life.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to compare yourself to somebody who's already achieving or who has already achieved what you want to get, because usually, you don't feel the need to change anything if you're comparing yourself to somebody who has what you have. You know what I mean? Because if you have what I have, how
Yeah,
can I compare it? We're not going to get anywhere. You
correct.
know?
Yes, yes. I totally agree with you. And the third question is, how do you develop the right mindset and the right attitude for success?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again, baby?
Yes. How do you develop the right mindset and the right attitude to achieve what we need in life?
Yeah, that's also a great question, baby. The way you develop the right mindset is first thing I would say is you have to make a decision that you don't
Mm.
want to be thinking the same way you think. You know what I mean?
Got
If you don't make that decision to say, man, I'm sick and tired of thinking this way. I'm sick and tired. So the way you develop it is first by making a decision.
Mm.
Second, I would say is find out again. We were talking about maybe somebody who influences you. Find someone like that. Find people who are thinking different. What you watch and what you listen to plays a big role on how your attitude is. If you have a good attitude, it's
Mm.
mostly because you're watching positive things. You're watching positive people. You have goals, but if you usually have a bad attitude, it's usually because you're not watching yourself. You're not watching the things that are coming in here. The things that you're seeing, whether it's watching TV, whether you're watching, your environment, you're watching things that that are not gonna get you anywhere. If you're listening to bad things like music that make you angry, things
Mm.
like that. So that's how you develop. Break all those bad habits, the things that have gotten you to where you are. Little by little, you have to make a decision and say, you know what? I gotta get rid of this. I gotta stop watching this. I gotta stop listening to this. I gotta, this is not for me to see, because, everything that's going on in your mind, those little things that you're watching, that's what has developed to your mind so far. And when it comes to the attitude, you mentioned something about attitude, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, having the right attitude is so important to me. In my opinion, uh, to me, having a great attitude is actually more important than a skill, because you can have a great skill and have a bad attitude, and most people will not do business with you.
Correct.
Family and friends might, they don't want to be next to you. So having an attitude, it's actually something that's going to get you a lot further. I remember this, Bivin. There was a quote that said, having a bad attitude is like having a flat tire. You won't go anywhere until you change it. So you got to have a great attitude, man, or else you're going to have a negative and frustrated life.
Very, very true. I totally agree with that. Because if you don't have the right attitude, then you are going to really have bad times in life.
Absolutely. Very,
Yes.
very true.
So,
Yep.
to develop the right attitude, uh, what is the fastest way one can actually develop the right attitude? What is that awareness one should have when he wants to develop the right attitude in life?
You have to you have to sit down with yourself, and you got to have some clarity. You know what
Mm,
I mean? You got to have some clarity about, okay, where am I at? How did I get here? What am I doing every single day? Because if you ask yourself, these questions, where am I at? What got me here? What do I normally do every single day? Who am I surrounded by? What are my goals? If you
mm.
ask yourself those questions, eventually you'll know what's right and what's wrong. And it's up to you to make that decision, to start blocking some things, to start taking those things away from your plate. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have the wrong things in your plate, and you got to start eliminating little by little. You know what I mean? So sit down with yourself, I would say, and make a list of the things that you want to change, and have clarity. Clarity, to me, it's been so helpful.
Yes. So talking to oneself and asking himself, "Am I doing correct?
Yeah.
What are the things I have to change in my life?"
Mm-hmm.
And that is the key to have that awareness. And talking to oneself is the most beautiful part one can have in their life. But a lot of people are not doing it. But that is, if they start talking to themselves, they can have a lot of changes in their life. That's a beautiful point which you have come up, which you have told us.
Indeed, and a lot of people, women may not even understand what you mean by that. And before, I didn't get it. When you talk about talk to yourself. It
Mm,
is crucial, and they may not understand that, because usually when you're going through something, I can talk to you about it. You may not have the answer to it, but if you sit down with yourself, I may tell you a lot about what I think it is, but the one thing that I notice is that when you talk to yourself, especially if you get a chance to look at yourself in the mirror, you can't lie to yourself.
correct.
You can lie to somebody else, but you cannot lie to yourself when you're looking yourself in the mirror. So
Very,
talking
very.
to yourself is tremendously helpful. Good point.
So today I could do certain things in my life is only because I speak to myself. I believe in my inner voice, and that
Mm-hmm.
inner voice is the most beautiful voice in the entire universe. Everybody in the world. If you
Yeah.
start listening, whoever is watching this video, if you start listening and talking to your inner voice, your inner voice will tell you something or the other, guys.
So true.
Please follow
So
it,
true.
and that's really, really true.
So true. And so many people missed out. And you know what it is? That they think that it may not work for them. They think that the answers that they're looking for is in somebody else. And their answer is in there. It's inside of them.
Correct.
And they're looking everywhere else, and they don't know they're carrying that answer with them. They're carrying that gift with them.
Yes, because they are scared to talk to themselves. A lot of
Yeah.
people do not discover this. But guys,
Good point.
there's $1 million worth nugget, which my friend have told today. If you talk to yourself, you will find out what is your purpose, why you have come to this world, what are you
Good
supposed
point.
to do in life. Everything is inside you. So thank you for bringing that point today, brother. It's really,
Oh,
really
you helped me. I just spoke a little bit about what you brought up, man. That was a great point too. Thank you.
got it. And another beautiful thing is like, how do you really deal with negative people around you?
See, when I was a lot younger, see, Bipin, I thought we had to deal with negative people. We don't. You know what I mean? You don't have to deal with negative people. Negative people are in your life mostly because we deal with them, and we think that it's okay to deal with them. It's okay to say, to a childhood friend, to a family member, to a business partner, whatever it is, to say, hey, listen, you know what? This is not working for me. I can't allow, to have all this negativity in my life, but it has to start with you. You have to make that decision. And the way to do that, when Bibin asked me earlier about how do you develop that, you develop that at home with yourself, with reading those books, with reading and hearing, things that are going to help you to get there. Because it's hard for you to tell someone, you know what, I don't want to hear nothing negative when you're at home listening to negative things, or you're hanging out with the wrong crew and they're doing negative things. So the minute you do that, you make that decision and say, you know what, I'm gonna stop watching negative things, I'm gonna start doing positive things, you're going to attract those positive people. But negative people are mostly in our world because we allowed it to them. We allowed them to be there, and they don't have to be there. It's just something that for us, it's actually a little difficult, Bibin, to tell our families and friends, especially if we care about them. We don't want that right now. So it's difficult, but I say that it's possible. And sometimes, if you love them enough, you have to let them know. If they love you enough, they would have to accept you, and they have to accept your decision.
Mm-hmm. It's very true, because if we don't, we in society, we will be dealing with a lot of positive and negative people. But as you said, if you attract more negative things, you get more negative energy. If you start attracting more of positive energy, the universe will give you a lot of positive energy. So
Agreed.
I totally agree. So for someone who want to deal with negative, maybe negative, I don't know what to tell, maybe some kind of negativity from their life. So it is to focus on the positive thing. And when you focus more on the good things, and you control your mind to read good things, or to watch positive things, to learn new things, so obviously you will be attracting new positive people, and positive energy is what you're telling, is it?
100%, baby. That is so true.
So in your life, how did you really manage when you were younger? So when you were going through a lot of negative stuffs in your life, so how did you bring that awareness and told yourself, look, there is something wrong, let me try to correct? How did that journey, or how did you really come from that difficult times? Or
I grew up in a negative environment, and like I said, it really has to start with you. You can't tell the world, you know what, I just like you mentioned earlier, I want to be attracted to positive people. I want to be attracted to positive things. If the world sees that you're not doing anything to improve, to get those positive, whatever it is that you want out of life, it's going to recognize it. You can't lie to the universe. You can't lie to the universe and say, I want this, but you're doing something else. For me, it took me a long time, Bipin, to actually make that decision and to tell someone, hey, listen, you know what, that's not who I am. I don't watch those things. Hey, listen, I don't go to those places. It took me a while to say those things, because I since I grew up, with my friends and family, at times I felt like I didn't want to get left behind, and I wanted my friends to accept me, but I knew they were going to have a hard time to accepting the new me. So for them, to hear me tell them, hey, listen, I don't want to hear those things. They were a little bit surprised, but the thing is though, that once you tell something, once you're convinced of something, once you have clarity in your life, it's going to show. It's going to show. You may bring it up to someone, and you hear me, and like the first time they may not believe you, you know what I'm saying? But when you say it over and over, the conviction, it's going to be there. You just got to say it one time. So today, because I've grown over the years, I could tell an old friend, a family member, hey, listen, I don't do those things. See, I don't have to explain myself anymore. The reason why is because they don't see me in that environment anymore. So you have to prove it to others that you're serious about living that positive life, that having that positive mindset. If you can't prove it to others that you've made that changes, they won't take you seriously.
Got it. And that's absolutely very, very true. And that decision and having clarity is the key. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Decision is key. Very, very true.
So why do you think it's important to surround yourself with positive people? Like I do, you also do. Like we mastermind with a big global family. Why do you think it's really important?
It's important because you mentioned, like-minded people. It's important because if you have some goals to get somewhere, the best thing I can tell you is surround yourself with people who are going on the same path.
Mm.
Success is a very lonely road.
Mm.
Now you have to take a positive road to to have success, right? If you get at the if you get on that lonely road, we know already it's lonely. But if you get at that lonely road by yourself, and then you start attracting negative people who find that road too far for them to go and make excuses. Well, why are we going that route? We should be taking the other route. Why are we doing this? The journey is going to be a lot harder. The reason why you want to surround yourself with positive people is because you want to go exactly where other people go. Find people who are on the same journey as you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't find someone who's on the same journey as you, they're gonna frustrate you, and you might get so frustrated with them that you say, you know what, this is not gonna work for me. Let's just go back to my own environment. So it is key, surround yourself with people who are going where you're going already. It just makes it so much easier.
So the environment is more powerful than our willpower, is what you're telling.
Absolutely. Yep. The good way to put it. Yep.
Because, yeah, if we don't have the right environment, however strong we are, as you said, it's really scary. Success is a lonely path. It's really scary. But if
Indeed.
you have someone who can push you and tell, come on, man, you can do this. And that requires a lot of positive people and having
Yeah.
that, masterminding community, I can tell. I got it.
Correct. Yep. You want to have people who encourage you. You want to have people who guide you and say, hey, no, no, listen, you're doing it this wrong. Instead of criticizing you, they're willing to help you and support you. And that is imperative.
Got it. And another one is how to train our mind to be positive and motivated. How to
How to
train
train them.
how to train our mind to be positive and motivated in our life or in every day. So what is that key? One,
Well, like you mentioned, not too long ago, your environment is more important than your will. Your environment pretty much has a lot to do with it. Your daily agenda. What are you doing every day? What books are you reading? What are you watching on TV? What are you hearing on that radio? It's see, changing your mindset is not an event. You know what I mean? It has to be an act. Has to become a lifestyle, something that you do that's making you grow every single day. You know what I mean? Changing your mindset, it's not something that you do, like, for example, when you go to the movie. So I'm going to go watch this movie, and no, it's not going to happen one night. It's not going to happen overnight. It's a process that takes a while, and I think most people give up because the process may seem too long. And they say, you know what, this is not for me. And you mentioned they've been motivated. See, I used to think that motivated would get me to where I want to get. And sometimes, being motivated, it can get you somewhere. See, I can be motivated to go to the gym. I can be motivated to run a few miles. I can be motivated to take a trip where I didn't want to go. But being motivated will not get you to where you want to get in the long run, because motivation, it's a feeling. It's something that you feel at the moment. You know what I mean? And motivation will only take you so far. Where I know today we're motivated by a lot of people that we get to see, motivated by the things that they're doing. But tomorrow, would you feel the same way tomorrow? You know what I mean? That feeling, that motivation feeling, you may not feel like that tomorrow. So what are you gonna do when you don't feel it? You don't feel like that tomorrow. So being inspired, to me, being driven, to me, finding purpose, to me, makes a lot more sense than being motivated.
got it. So to have motivation in life, we need to find a purpose.
Agree.
And if we don't find our purpose, we cannot really get motivated. Let's say, in my case, that I want to give my parents a better lifestyle.
Uh-huh.
I know this is 2019. Maybe this
Mm-hmm.
video will be recorded for a very long time. I'm making this clear. So
Mm-hmm.
my motivation is to give my parents a better lifestyle. I want to really do it. That is my purpose. I have found it out. I don't get, if I get rejected in my day-to-day work, or if my clients get, if my clients fire me, I don't get disappointed, because my motivation, my purpose is very, very strong.
That's it.
So when that purpose is there, no matter what, I'm ready to take any number of failures. And motivate, like success is not motivation, it's behavior. So to
Yeah.
behavior, I totally agree too. We have to find our purpose and why we are here, and that's very, very true. And
Yeah. Yeah. You know, when, and
and
you hit on that. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And to find your purpose, you need to talk to yourself.
Absolutely. That's what all the answers are. There's so
Hmm.
many answers in us. And you said it, we're afraid to talk to each other. We're afraid to face that truth, face that mirror. You
Yeah.
can't lie to yourself. You
Yeah.
can lie
Yeah.
to everybody else, but you cannot lie to yourself.
Hmm. And yeah, and now don't actually, like, I know that you are very good in pulling out the real pain points, but now, as I said, that I want to help my parents, don't actually try to, dig deep into my pain points. Let me ask you some other questions. Is that fine?
Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay. Can you achieve your dreams without having a proper mindset? Can anyone really do it?
Some people can. You know what I mean. Some people have done it, but the question is, not doing it it's won't get you anywhere, because I'll give you a perfect example, Bipin. So many people win the lottery, right? People are winning the lottery every single week,
Yeah.
but if did you know that most people actually lose all their winnings within 5 years? Within 5 years they lose millions of dollars. So if you don't have the proper mindset, you lose it all. And we were talking about having attitude and skill. You can get a lot further, like I was saying earlier, if you don't have the right attitude, because skill won't get you anyway. It's the same thing with having the proper mindset. You can only get so much further, with the skill, with the gift that you were given. But if you don't have the proper mindset, like I told you, you can lose all your money within 5 years of winning the lottery. Now the difference is the mindset. Now, if you were to give the option to a millionaire or any billionaire in the world and say, listen, we're gonna take everything that you have. See, everything that they have is not value based on the money they have. It's value based on the mindset that they have. So you take a billionaire like Jeff Bezos, I would say. Everyone knows who Jeff Bezos is. Take all his money away. What do you think that's going to happen within 5 to 10 years?
So I think he would get back again. He would do it again.
He would get it back.
Yes.
Because he doesn't count on the money he has. He counts more on the mindset. That's his biggest asset. His mindset is where it's at. So if you have the wrong mindset with a lot of money, you know what I mean, with the wrong decision, with the wrong power, it won't last. It won't last.
Correct. So that's really an important point which you have put across. So that is like having, maybe, a billionaire, if he's broke, maybe if he loses all his money one day, he will again really do it, because he has that mindset, that is winner's mindset.
That's right.
If you let me ask you, let people get to know what is the difference between winner's mindset and victim mindset. So all successful people will have winners mindset, but a lot of people who are not successful have victim mindset. So can you, I know that we have discussed this very long back, like can you just throw some of the light on this?
Well, I used to think, when I was younger earlier, I used to think that I was a victim, oh my God, why did I grow up in this neighborhood? Why did I get to meet the people that I get to meet? A victim is someone who's always looking to blame someone, someone who's always thinking, oh, maybe I deserve this. Oh, why did I deserve this? So asking the wrong victim is someone who's asking the wrong questions. Instead of saying, man, you know what, I grew up in this neighborhood, but I'm gonna find someone who used to live in this neighborhood and is now doing good. I'm gonna find someone who actually does. So you're asking the wrong questions as a victim. You're looking the wrong way. You're going the wrong way sometimes. Now, the winner mentality, the difference is that, you know what, they say, despite where I was born, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna get out of this neighborhood. Oh, you know what? My parents are not together. You know what? It's okay. They weren't together, but this made me stronger. So they always find a reason to do better. They always find a reason to change the situation, not use the situation and say, you know what? It's because of my situation that my circumstances are like this. No, they change everything. They flip everything. They're very optimistic. They're very positive. They don't see why it's not working for me. They only see why it needs to work for me, and that's the difference.
Correct. So our mindset, it's like, maybe I have heard about, maybe I've read in a book, a lot of billionaires tell, I may be broke today, but I'm not broke tomorrow. That means I have a broken, my life may be broke, but I'm not poor. Poor is it's your disease. You think, life is not for you, success is not for you. That is, you think, that means if you have those kind of mindset, similar to victim mindset, so that means you are poor. Even today, if I am broke, maybe I know that I will do it tomorrow. That is having the winner's mindset, is what you're telling, correct?
Yep. And I'm glad you brought that with the poor mentality. The poor mentality, it's probably the worst mentality that you can have. When you think you're poor, pretty much it's sort of like you've given up on yourself. There's no hope. And being broke today doesn't mean that you're going to be broke forever. Now, if you're broke-minded, you're on your way to being poor, having a poor mentality. So you don't want to go that route.
Got it. So I think we have covered a lot of points, like going backward, victim mindset, winner's mindset, broke mentality and poor mentality, to find the right environment, that is willpower. Our environment is more powerful than our willpower, and to find the right people who are walking in the same path, because that gives a lot of strength. And we also spoke about, mindset is the key. If you don't have awareness about yourself, what is right and wrong, that is talking to yourself, hearing to your inner voice, all these we have covered. And one main thing, maybe before we end up this video, throw some light on gratitude, because we do it every single day, every single day. What is gratitude? And let us let people know about the importance of gratitude, and how gratitude can energize your day. And I would like to hear it from you.
Oh wow, gratitude. Gratitude actually is something that most people do not do, because my opinion, I personally believe that people are naturally ungrateful. They're ungrateful because they don't know what they have until they lose it, and that's gratitude. Gratitude is having something and not realizing what you have. And sometimes you have to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? you have to go somewhere else where it's a lot poor. See, the reason why I'm so grateful today, it's because my parents are from Dominican Republic. I was born here in America. I got sent to Dominican Republic when I was 6 months. Came back 8 years old, and the environment over there, they're very poor. They didn't have much. So when I came here to America, I mean, to find out that I was as an American, I was like, what? I'm an American? What the hell am I doing over there? so so that was one of my biggest lessons, and this is why I know that gratitude is so important, because I was raised in a country where it was so poor. I didn't have much when it came to clothes, to food. It was just really bad. You know what I mean? And when I came to this place and I knew what was possible for me, and I was given an opportunity to have so much more, not only just to have, because the thing is that we have so many things. We just don't know we have them because we either comparing it with somebody, we either want more, we're being ungrateful. So we're naturally ungrateful. So attitude is something that, see, the universe gives you accordingly to the way you treat it, to the way you think you should get. So if you're not grateful for anything, then why should the universe give you anything else? I mean, you won't appreciate it anyway. You're comparing yourself to this person, and sometimes I think that's the best thing that you can do. You can actually take a trip. So I advise anyone to go to a country, like where they're really poor, and see how. And every day you're gonna find out that you've been missing out, that you haven't been saying, man, I'm so grateful. You have no idea how blessed you should be. But here you are, and you're in a country, compare yourself to everyone who's doing the exact same thing. So why not go somewhere else and find out, and see how much you are rich, how much value you have in where you are. So that to me, gratitude, it's something that most people do not value, and they usually don't get what they want because they don't value it.
Yes. So gratitude, maybe you say that it is being thankful for what we have today. Maybe
Yes.
if I don't have a house to stay, at least I'll have food to eat. I'll somehow get. That is gratitude. And when we are blessed with a lot of good things, if we, if we don't love ourselves, if we don't thank the universe, if we don't thank the God, and if we don't thank our parents for giving us this beautiful life, and if we don't thank, we will always be depressed, or not depressed, we will not be energized. If we give thankful for the universe will start giving us a lot of things.
Agree.
So yes, so then it comes the law of universe. Let's not really discuss on the law of universe. By having this, I really want to thank you, brother, for really sharing your experience, your values with my audience, and looking forward to really connect back and have a lot of discussion on many things coming further. And thank you so much for your valuable insights.
Well, again, Bipin, you're someone that I have a lot of respect, and when you asked me to actually talk about something that we normally talk all the time, I mean, this was different, but I'm glad we did it. I'm glad that because life is about giving back, and I know you're a go-giver. You love to help people out, and that's why we become good friends through the times. So thank you, Bipin, for inviting me and actually asking me about such an important topic. So again, man, thank you.
Thank you so much. And tell hi to your small kids. So
Definitely. Sure will. Thank you, Bipin.
Yep. Bye-bye.
We'll talk soon. Take care. Bye, guys.